Do you ever feel like the space around you is just one complete disaster after another? As a mom of two with my kids home right now for February break, I am feeling that. And this time of year, it makes me feel lazier than ever. It's doom and gloom outside, and that is definitely reflected in my motivation levels and the state of my house. So today, I'm encouraging you to not do it all with me, but do enough. Do what you can, whatever you can manage right now. Your best is enough. So watch me tackle some serious messes today, and hopefully this video gives you that bit of motivation you're needing to get started too. The first thing I'm going to do is get my robot vacuum going. Today's video is sponsored by Ecovacs, and I'm going to be sharing all about their D-Bot X8 Pro Omni in just a few minutes. But before we get to that, some backstory. So this part of today's video was filmed on the day of our toddler's birthday party, which maybe you can tell, maybe you figured that out by now. My house was trashed, but I really did not want to go to bed with it looking like this. And let me tell you, I was exhausted. So I had spent the entire day party prepping, actually the entire week party prepping. I was really trying to make it special and fun, as us moms do. And I was trying to think of crafts and activities for the kids to do to keep them busy and from fighting with each other and, all those things. And 1 hour before everyone was supposed to arrive, Sutton, the birthday boy, decided to run full speed down the hallway and directly into the edge of a wooden door frame. His head ballooned up huge immediately. It literally looked like he was growing a second head. He was hysterical. I couldn't calm him down for anything. I couldn't get a hold of his doctor's office because it was a Saturday, and to be safe, I decided to bring him into urgent care to get checked out. All was fine, but we were an hour and a half late to his own birthday party. And now, as I'm recording these voiceovers, it has been, I think, 11 days since his birthday party, and he still has a lump on his head, and he still has like a slice down the center of his forehead. It was really awful. I've seen a lot of head injuries in my day as a parent, but this was definitely the worst one by far, and the timing truly could not have been any worse. But we still tried to make the best of it and have a good day. I was definitely feeling quite discombobulated when we walked into our house after being at the doctor and everybody was there, and it just felt like a lot. And all the crafts and things and activities I had planned, we didn't end up doing most of them because, again, I was just feeling so discombobulated. But I'm just glad that the head injury was nothing serious and he was totally fine, and he still got to enjoy some cake and ice cream and stuff at his birthday party. But all that being said, I think it would have been totally understandable if I decided to go to bed without cleaning up after the day that we had. But I just felt like I would be really happy with myself in the morning if I just went ahead and did this. So I did it anyway, even though absolutely no part of me really wanted to. And here's just your reminder that most of what you see on social media is fake. I took some really beautiful pictures of everything set up, and luckily I had taken some pictures of Sutton prior to his party with some of like the party setup, so I had some really good pictures from the day. I don't think I ended up posting them anywhere public, but I'm just saying, if I did, it would have looked like we had the most beautiful, perfect, seamless day, but it was not that way. So just remember that the next time that you see somebody's perfectly curated Instagram post. I don't typically film the cleanup after a birthday party. I think this might be the second or maybe third time that I've done this in the time that I've been on YouTube, but I must say that the cleaning up is definitely quite satisfying to watch back when it's all sped up like this.
Standing underneath the lights, each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down.
After hosting my toddler's birthday, the last thing I want to do is wake up to a messy house. Sure, I can handle tidying up, taking out the trash, and loading the dishwasher, but vacuuming and mopping? No, I can't think of anything worse after a long, exhausting day. That's where the Ecovacs D-Bot X8 Pro Omni comes in. This robot vacuum is a total game changer. It is smart, sleek, and cleans like no other. With its powerful 18,000 PA suction and the cutting-edge OZMO roller instant self-washing mopping technology, I can wake up to spotless floors without lifting a finger. Unlike traditional robot vacuums that just use disc cleaning, the X8 Pro's innovative roller mop stays clean throughout the entire cleaning process, preventing dirt from being spread around. Plus, it automatically washes itself during operation, so I never have to worry about dirty pads or inefficiency. Let me show you exactly why the X8 Pro is a step above the rest. Have you ever noticed that when using a traditional robot vacuum, the dual disc rollers just kind of end up spreading the dirt around, requiring the mop to go back and forth multiple times, and sometimes even leaving areas still dirty? The Dbot X8 Pro Omni does not just clean, it transforms the cleaning experience. Unlike those traditional vacuum cleaners, the X8 Pro Omni continuously washes and cleans itself during operation, solving the common issue of dirty water being reused and spread across your floors. Its OZMO roller uses the same technology as Tineco's patented constant pressure water renewal technology. And thanks to this OZMO roller instant self-washing mopping technology, the system's always fresh, delivering a continuous supply of fresh water from integrated clean and dirty water tanks with 16 strategically placed nozzles. This ensures that your mop stays clean at all times, eliminating the messiness of dirty water and preventing dirt from being redeposited onto your floors. As a result, your floors are cleaned more effectively with no streaks or residue left behind. With the 200 RPM roller speed and 4,000 PA ground pressure, it effortlessly tackles stubborn stains and grime, which would typically require a lot of scrubbing or even manual intervention. You won't have to pause and clean the mop or worry about poor performance in tough spots. Everything gets cleaned thoroughly with minimal effort on your part. And are you ready for this? Both the brush and the mop extend outward so that it never misses a thing. Isn't that crazy? You can get right up in corners and along edges, spots that are commonly missed, thanks to True Edge 2.0 dynamic dual edge cleaning technology. I thought this was the coolest feature and absolutely sets this vacuum apart from the competition for me. This robot can also detect obstacles in real time using its advanced AI camera and avoid them with millimeter precision. It also has no trouble getting around curved furniture legs or other hard to clean areas for complete coverage. And as you all know, we may have bit off a little more than we could chew when we decided to adopt a fourth cat, and one of my most commonly asked questions is, how do you not have cat fur all over your house? My answer is a robot vacuum, and between the cats and my long hair, one of my biggest pain points with vacuums is that they always get clogged up and tangled. This machine features anti-tangle cyclonic comb technology, which prevents hair buildup inside the roller, ensuring uninterrupted cleaning with no loss of suction and saves you the time spent trying to cut all the hair off your brush roller. We all know that's the worst, so I very much appreciate this. But if you really want your mind blown, welcome next level AI interaction. Clean the kitchen for me.
Okay.
That's right, you can actually voice your request and the Dbot X8 understands and acts instantly. You can give specific instructions like clean under the table and the robot will do it, and it won't fight you or talk back to you when you ask like your kids might. If you have a mix of carpet and hard floors, that's no problem for the X8 Pro. It can detect carpet and seamlessly adjust its cleaning mode, and you can completely customize your carpet cleaning experience too. So you could tell it to avoid your carpets entirely, clean them using suction only mode, or, and this is an option I haven't seen before, if you have water resistant or washable rugs, you can even treat them like floors where it will both vacuum and mop them. Last but not least, our all-in-one Omni base station. They've thought of absolutely everything with this model, right down to adjusting the water temperature based off the room and dirt level. And of course, when your robot is done cleaning, it heads back to the base station where it will automatically empty the dustbin, clean your mop with hot water, and then dry it with hot air to prevent bacteria and odors for a completely hands-free cleaning experience. Now, if you'd like to get your hands on the Dbot X8 Pro Omni, now is the best time. If you grab it in pre-sale or through its launch phase, which goes until March 2nd, you can get this robot for a special discounted price. Regularly, it is $1,299.99, but during the pre-sale and launch phases, it will be 10% off at $1,169.99. So pick it up now before this offer goes away and enjoy clean floors without lifting a finger. And I just want to say a big thank you to Ecovacs for partnering with me on this week's video.
The secret place for you and me.
My aunt and my mom very graciously stepped in and helped with the setup after I had left to go bring Sutton to urgent care. So I had lots of dishes from like dips and stuff that they were making that I needed to get cleaned up, and I wanted to make sure I rinsed any recycling that was in the sink and got that put where it belongs.
Time is running out of sight.
You guys will have to let me know if you prefer cleaning at nighttime before bed, or if you would rather just go to bed, turn the lights off, and deal with the mess in the morning. I feel like I'm kind of a 50-50 person when it comes to this. Sometimes I clean up at the end of the night, sometimes I don't, and honestly, if I don't, I usually regret it in the morning. I'm usually kind of mad at myself, but I could go either way. I don't honestly really lose sleep if I know that my house is a little bit messy when I go to bed.
Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me.
My house was by no means perfect when I went to bed, but I felt really good about going to bed with it looking like this and not like it looked before when I started cleaning. It's a new day. I need to clean Sutton's bedding, so we're going to start with that.
Standing underneath the lights.
My kids have been home this week on February break, and I have been so lazy, and it's showing in my house. I think I've just been incredibly overstimulated. There's been a lot of touching, a lot of asking me for things, a lot of just, you know, mom life. So anyway, Sutton's room is pretty atrocious right now, so we're gonna clean his room up and then just do the best I can to try and de-stimulate myself, because like I said, I've been feeling incredibly overstimulated. So what started as just cleaning Sutton's room ended up turning into a little bit of declutter. I opened that bottom drawer to kind of sort through things, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna need a trash bag. And I started throwing some things out. There was a lot of like old broken toys and stuff in there, so I just wanted to go ahead and get rid of those. And you guys know that decluttering is honestly just like a constant thing. Like, it's a lifelong process, especially when you have little kids. So I just needed to go through some of the drawers in his closet and get rid of some stuff to make some space for the things that he is actually using.
I'll see you in a while, 'cause this time I will choose you, yeah. Now choose. You know exactly how to look like this. Holding in a bag full of goods and needs. I need a night like this. Knowing it's a risk, 'cause you're using it. You got all your secrets.
We've had this book for so long, and it's, as you can see, completely destroyed. It was very well loved. I think I may actually order a replacement of this and throw this one in the trash, because it's not gonna work.
I don't wanna fall in love like this, but I can't help to fall for you repeatedly. I don't wanna seem to shake.
The one thing that I have really struggled to get rid of is books. We have so many books, and I feel like the collection just keeps on growing, and honestly, it's pretty unintentional. But my kids are gifted a lot of books from friends and family members for holidays and birthdays, and on occasion I do like to buy my kids a book. And I feel like if you're going to collect something and you're going to have some kind of clutter, I feel like books, it truly could be worse than books. So I don't feel too bad about it, but we definitely have a few too many, and I try to just very slowly go through them and get them out of my house. But for whatever reason, that is not easy for any of us. But in this corner, we keep the kids' swim bags, and it was just looking a little bit unruly, so I got rid of a couple of the things that were sitting in that corner. And then I wanted to put away a little bit of laundry and Sutton's diapers that he wears overnight. I'm hoping that this is the last pack of diapers that we'll have to buy, because he is pretty much potty trained at this point, but my husband has them on subscription, so as long as he is receiving the boxes of them, I'm not obviously going to waste them, but I do need to let him know to cancel that subscription.
I was the girl all alone in the corner, drinking by herself on a Saturday night.
I am once again struggling to find matches of my kids' socks. I feel like this is something I just constantly fight with. And I do try to buy my kids socks that are like all one color so that it's not hard for me to find the matches. But sometimes they're gifted socks by others who don't follow the same rules. And then we end up kind of back in the same boat. And that's what happened there with the socks. But we're very grateful for the socks that we were gifted, even if they weren't all one color and end up making my life a little bit more difficult. I have really kind of pared down my makeup collection over time. I used to have, I wonder if I can find clips that I could insert, but I used to have a pretty large vanity in my apartment, and pretty much all the drawers and everything were full of makeup products, and now this is all I have. So I would say I've come a pretty long way, but I do want to just go through it and get rid of anything that's old, expired, or empty, because I have a tendency to put empty things back in here and get rid of that stuff. This cabinet too, I do go through this pretty frequently, but I'm just gonna see if there's anything in here I can get rid of. I have had this makeup palette for, I want to say probably like 7-8 years, maybe even longer, maybe even like 9 or 10 years. And you can tell I had a favorite color. I really didn't use the other ones much, but I think it's time I say goodbye to this. I did love this, but I just think it's probably disgusting at this point. So overall, for just a random little go through of my stuff, I have quite a bit. I just dropped one, but we have all of this that I'm going to get rid of. Some of it's empty, some of it's just like really old, and some of it is just stuff that I got as like a free sample that I know I should have said no to and I didn't, and I don't want them. So this was a while later and Sutton's laundry was done in the dryer, so I wanted to bring all of that upstairs so that I could sort through it and get all of that put away, and then also make his bed so that it would be ready for him for bedtime. I hang a lot of Sutton's clothes now, which is awesome because it makes the whole putting away laundry process much easier, but I still had to do just a little bit of sorting and a little bit of folding. And yes, I know that most of his clothing is inside out, and I have to deal with fixing that for each and every single piece that I'm putting away or folding. And I always get comments about that when people see me fixing it. And yes, I know I should fix that as soon as I take his clothes off of him and change him, but I just don't. And I honestly don't really have an explanation for why I don't do that. Sometimes when I'm editing my videos, I am like, what is with this angle? Like, what was I thinking when I set up my camera in this spot? Like, I feel like the cabinet is taking up half of the frame and you can barely even see what I'm doing. So I don't know why I did that, but I hope you enjoy this clip anyway.
People knew her by her will, to make it whatever she put her mind to. talking about revenue. She kept dreaming of a world big enough for everyone, but she knew it must rain before it grows. She kept dreaming of the day butterflies survive the wheel, even though she got knocked down and never showed. Dear Lily, where'd you go? Where's your heart at?
This cat just kills me, and she always lays in Sutton's bed. She loves his room for some reason. She loves his chair in his room and his bed, and she just snuggles in there all the time. But unfortunately, I did want to go ahead and make his bed, so I had to move her so that I could do that, but I felt really, really guilty. I remember when I used to have one of these little foam things in Carson's bed, I would get questions about what that was, and it's just to prevent my kids from rolling out of their bed. Carson obviously doesn't use one anymore, but he used to back in the day, and even though Sutton has the railings on his toddler bed, he still was managing to roll out of it at night. But ever since putting that little foam rail there, we have not had any issues. I know this looks really, really bad in this clip here, but it's because pretty much everything that could be taken out of where it belongs was taken out of where it belongs. So all of like the storage in this room was empty because everything was just taken out and on the floor. And honestly, I don't really care all that much. I don't come down to the playroom and clean it up super often because to me it's very like out of sight, out of mind, and I feel like it's the one space in my house that my kids can kind of just like go ham and make a mess, and I'm not going to be right after them trying to pick it all up. So it is what it is. A playroom is meant to look lived in, and it's meant to look like kids are playing in there, so it really doesn't bother me at all. And while my kids are home with me on February break, I can't really do a super good clean of this space because I know that I'm going to turn around and it's going to be a mess again, so it's truthfully not even really worth it. But I wanted to at least get everything picked up and kind of put back where it goes so that I could vacuum, because I noticed that the rug and the floors were just looking really nasty, and I wanted to make sure that I got those cleaned up. Most of these storage containers that are in that IKEA storage system you can see here are empty. And then I also have a couple of containers that are missing because my son had brought them upstairs. He does a lot of intermingling our upstairs toys and our downstairs toys, so I spend a lot of my time bringing things up and down the stairs trying to bring everything back where it belongs. But on this particular day, he had 2 big bins of stuff from downstairs upstairs. I didn't mention this as I was doing it, but there are 2 bins that I had set on top of that storage system in the previous clip. There's one that has like tennis balls on it, and then one of the taller IKEA bins, and both of those things are full of things that I am decluttering. And again, kind of my motto for the day is not perfect, but better, and that's good enough for me. But next we're moving on to my car. My car was atrocious as usual. You guys have seen me clean out my car plenty of times, and every single time I do it, I say that I'm not going to let it get that bad again, and then here we are, it is that bad again. Somebody told me the last time I cleaned out my car that you can actually get mice in your car, which is kind of horrifying. I honestly never really thought about that, and luckily I have never experienced that. But I definitely need to be better about keeping my car clean, because the thought of mice climbing into my car to find like crumbs or whatever my kids have left behind in there is absolutely sickening to me. But it was so cold, like 20 degrees, and the wind lately has been just insane in New England, and we've had a ton of snowstorms, which we've really not had snowstorms the last few years. But this year we are having lots of snow and lots of wind, and it's just freezing. So cleaning my car out was honestly miserable. You can't tell here, but I was so cold and uncomfortable. So I was honestly just doing the bare minimum. Like, I was not trying to make my car look perfect. I was not trying to detail it or anything like that. I just wanted to get all the trash out and anything that belonged in the house out of my car. And I think part of the reason why it was so bad is because it has been so cold lately that when we get in the house from being outside, I have no desire to run back out into my car to collect trash or random things that were in the car with us, so they just pile up.
No questions asked, I'm just hanging around. I sit right here, I'm just spending my time. Sometimes you laugh.
I really like the interior car cleaner. I think it's by like the Chemical Guys or something is the name of the brand. But yeah, that's my favorite thing for cleaning my car. I decided to bring my mats in the house and put them in the shower so that I could give them a little bit of a scrub and just make them look a little bit better. And this did definitely improve the condition of these mats, but you'll see when I put them back in the car, they're still not perfect. And again, today's motto is not perfect, but better.
Ask myself why. When the sun comes out, I know it's for everyone. People can survive.
Once we finish up with cleaning my car out, that is going to be it for today's video. So I really hope it gave you guys some motivation. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like late at night as I'm doing these voiceovers and I am totally exhausted. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some motivation. Don't forget to check out the Ecovacs D-Bot X8 Pro Omni. I will have all that information in my description box down below. Also, subscribe if you're new and turn on your notification bells so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And I just hope I'll see you again next week for a new video.
It feels like it's over. Sometimes it feels like you're over me. But when the sun comes out,